Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the Not So Ideal Muslimah podcast. I'm your host Smina Bibi, and in today's episode we're going to explore a powerful realization about the purpose of our lives and the significance of our relationship with Allah. So let's dive in. I want to take you back to a moment in my life when my classmates and I were about to leave boarding school. Some had clear paths ahead of them, while others were unsure of their next steps. Little did I know that an extract from my Leavers book, written by someone, right, that I once found so annoying, and she knows this, I love her to bits, would actually hold such profound meaning and make me realize so much about myself. Subhanallah, like 15 years on when I read it, I can't believe I hadn't read it for this long. So I am going to share it here with you, which I'm a bit like, really? But I'm going to go for it because that's the whole point of these podcasts, right? About being the not so ideal Muslimah, sharing the bits which feel a bit out of depth. So here's the letter and right, let's dive in. Dearest Bibsy Wibsy, joke. Okay, I think that you're already enough. Okay, I think this is already enough with the fancy handwriting. She had lovely handwriting, by the way. And yeah, she goes, you were so sweet and cute when we first met. And she just goes on and on about, just about our relationship from when we first met in those 5 years. And then she goes on to saying here, she goes, to tell you the truth, throughout these 5 years, you have grown mentally and physically. You've matured a lot and become very independent. Sometimes I think I should take you as my role model. Trust me, Smina, you should be proud of yourself. You have faced a lot in your life, but by facing all those difficulties, you have become more closer to Allah and more loved by Him. Someone I can't even compare my minute problems with. If I was you, Samina, I would have broken in 2 pieces now. I'd be shattered, but you stayed strong. You believed in yourself and your God. You had so much trust in your God. That's why, until today, you have never failed. You have never accepted failure. And that's one of the best qualities about you. Smina, you are one person that should count yourself so lucky and blessed. I don't know if you ever thought of how lucky you are, but your move from one city to another had so much blessings behind it. Then she goes on about, the whole move and everything with me. And then she goes, when you were in such a pure place like our madrasa, that was when Allah decided to take your mum away, and that was the biggest test for you, and you proved to the whole world that you were strong. And by coming back and not staying at home and leaving till today was such a big test. Smina, even though you were only 11 years old, you were so innocent, and if you wanted to, you could have left, cried and complained to God for doing this, but no, you didn't do this. But Allah guided you to the right path, alhamdulillah. Smina, no one can live without a parent. That used to be my belief. But you changed my way of thinking. You showed me the path where you only need Allah. If you have Allah, you have everything. Till today, although it may not seem it, I admire you so much for this particular reason. Like this, you grew more and more mature day by day. Allah helped you in every step and made you very successful. Smina, you are one blessed person. Make sure you thank Allah in every breath you take for everything He has given you. If you compare yourself with me. I am nothing. I've always thought that no one has had bigger problems than me. But then I think of you, and I think my problems are not even called problems. Smina, Allah has tested you all throughout your life. You may not have realized, but by your mum being blind, then passing away, then you not getting to hardly see your dad, then your aunties or your grandma, they've all got so many blessings and so many reasons behind them. And the main thing is that you have become more and more closer to your Lord. Do you know, subhanAllah, I haven't read this before recording this podcast, and so much has come up. Like, at the beginning of this podcast, I even said I found her annoying. Yet when I'm looking back at this, girl had so much more wisdom than me, right? Subhanallah, like I'm going to listen to that again, and I'm going to read it again, because I think there was so much beauty in her words. It was nothing even about me. It's more about how she saw the love of Allah and the blessings and the reasons behind what happens and how we connect that with Allah, right? This amazing soul wrote these words back in 2005 when we were in our like sweet 16 phase, and it's incredible how time flies. That part where she said, Smina, I look up to you, honestly, right? That really does embarrass me, because like reading that now 15 years later though, I wondered if that was my mission all along, even though at that time I couldn't fully grasp it. I had unknowingly as well, distanced myself from Allah for so long, for those 15 years. And to be honest with you, people wouldn't realise it, because I was still the good girl, right? I wouldn't go out partying, I wouldn't be, out late, I wouldn't do any of that stuff. But inside, in my heart, I had lost the one thing that keeps it beating, and that is Allah, right? And I didn't even understand the workings of the heart, how it beats to the rhythm of Allah. And when Allah isn't at the core of our being, it becomes restless and flustered, subhanAllah. And here I am today, by the will of Allah, following the path that she had mentioned all those years ago. So why am I sharing this with you? Amidst all the voices of coaches and well-meaning relatives urging us to focus on our worldly pursuits, we often forget our main purpose, which is to worship Allah. And it's in finding clarity in our purpose that we can truly delve into the depths of our existence. Recently, I completed the No framework, which is available through Mina Community at minaandcolimited.com. And within that, there's like 22 videos and 4 steps, right? It's 4 steps that illuminate the path to your eternal home. So the first step is finding clarity in your main purpose and then what you set out to do. We then move on to releasing emotions that take you away from Allah, and we then look at those emotions that we embody, right? That's the third step. We embody what is pleasing to Allah, so gratitude, forgiveness, and we release fear and doubt, right? And then finally, right, this is one thing that mainstream personal development does miss out. It's the surrendering to Allah. It's surrendering everything to Allah once you've played your part. And that too is from Allah, right? These steps guide us to move forward, knowing that our end is not when our soul leaves our body, right? The end is with Allah. It reminds us that our journey on earth is meant to lead us back to Allah, back to our eternal home. So as we navigate these complexities of life, let's not lose sight of our true purpose. Let's remember that while pursuing careers, creating families, or achieving great feats in life, our ultimate goal is to worship Allah and seek His pleasure. embrace the Noor framework or any other means, right, that can help you gain clarity. Release those emotions and those mindset blocks that are holding you back. Embody those things that are going to bring you closer to Allah. And then finally, surrender to Him. Jazakallah so much. Thank you for joining me on this profound exploration of our purpose and connection to Allah. Remember, your life holds a greater meaning beyond the temporary world. Until next time, may your faith be strong, your heart be at peace, and your journey be filled with blessings. Assalamu alaikum, fi amanullah.